Hello everybody, welcome to Sorce Archery, and today I want to talk about a really interesting article I found, of course, on the internet. And that article is about them finding some really old arrows. So I guess they've had a lot of ice meltage up in Norway, up and over in Norway. And what they're finding is really old artifacts from up to like 6,000 years ago, which is pretty awesome. But one of the coolest things, at least for me, as somebody that shoots archery, is that they found or are finding several really old arrows. And not just like, a couple 100 years old. No. In the one picture, this guy's holding a 1,400-year-old arrow. So at that point in time, obviously arrows are all made out of wood, not like our carbon and our aluminum and carbon arrows today. So the fact that just the wood lasted for 1,400 years is really awesome. But they also have the points on them still. And they're actually iron points. The article is saying they're from the Iron Age. And most of them are being found on this mountain up in Norway. And I am not going to pronounce the name because it looks like a doozy. But besides that, they actually have pictures where you can see the fletchings on the arrows still. Somehow, I guess, at least this one arrow they're taking pictures of, it might be many, must have gotten like stuck under some rocks and stuff and, frozen there for, the last 1,400 years. And it managed to preserve the wood and the feathers on the arrow. So that is pretty awesome. And then here's the twist, though. So this got me thinking. Now, I've been shooting archery for a really long time, and, through all those years of shooting, I have definitely missed the target. Like, everybody does it. If you haven't missed the target, I don't know. Then you're probably not shooting archery, but everybody's missed the target at least once. If it's just a little piece of paper you're aiming at, or the whole bale, everybody pretty much misses the whole bale at some point, especially if you're shooting outdoors. You're bound to lose an arrow. And then you go and search for that arrow, either in the grass or in my case, the woods, and you do your best to find it. But the thing is, you don't always find your arrow. And I still have a few out there. I don't actually have a tally unless it's like something really recent. But I bet you I probably have like a good probably a good half dozen, maybe a dozen arrows sitting out there through the last like 15 years of shooting archery. Or so, about 15 years of shooting archery. So the thing is, I'll probably never find those. But I think the real novelty is that, depending on where we're at in, like, I don't know, 1,400 years or, I don't know, 14,000 years. If we're still around here and they're going to put in, like, a, it's like year like 3,600, and they're now deciding to build a resort where my house is. And they go and dig up an arrow. It'll be pretty hilarious, Of course, I won't be here, but it'd be pretty hilarious to be like, oh, well, yeah, I was the guy that, I was the guy that totally missed that shot. Couldn't find that arrow, but glad you could find it in the year 3,600. Could you return that to me? I'm buried over here. No, it's a little grim, but at the same time, it's really funny. Here we are, like, all impressed. Whoa, they found this old arrow. I think it's great they found this 1,400-year-old arrow. But the thing is, the guy probably missed the elk he was shooting at. Maybe it hurt him and it ran off, or I don't know, it was just a bad shot. So here's an arrow that somebody probably missed their target on, and we're finding it 1,400 years later, and it's like a marvel. It's like, whoa, look at this. So it's just so funny that this same situation will probably repeat itself if it's in like another 1,400 years or, 14,000 years. Somebody is probably going to dig up your old arrow and be like, whoa, look at this, an ancient arrow. Wow, this is what they used back then? Or like, whoa, it's the same thing we're pretty much using now, except we have blah, blah, blah metal that our arrows are made out of. Or who knows at that point in time, depending on how much time ticks by. But just a little food for for thought there. That yeah, maybe you missed the target, but somebody like 100 generations later may find what you consider to be a miss and think, man, I struck archaeological gold here. So just wanted to put that out there. I thought it was really like a really fun article they put out, and really got me going on the fact that our misses do mean something. And I'll have a link to the article. I don't know if it's the original or not. It seems like a lot of places are actually covering this. It's, I guess, considered a pretty big scientific discovery, especially since most archery equipment, bows and arrows, are all made out of wood, so they usually get destroyed. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this little talk and my thoughts on this. I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments section. Does your arrow stand a chance of being found in 1400 years? Should you go and bury an old bow in the backyard and see who finds it, in the next couple hundred years? I don't know. Let me know in the comments section. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy shooting.